Close, along with student athletes Naira Fields and Jordan Canada. We'll have Coach Close to start with an opening statement.
Well, thank you all for just continuing to push our sport forward. We just really appreciate your coverage. I really just want to stop and say thank you to all the people behind the scenes here at UCLA. I walked out after getting a workout earlier this afternoon, and two of our poly staff were literally on their hands and knees wiping off the scuff marks on the floor. I know in the ticket office, marketing, administration, everybody. There's just so many people that sacrificed their time and energy for them to have this experience. And so I just want to say thank you to those people. And it just is really huge for us to have that backing from everyone here at UCLA. So thank you for your sacrifice. This is just a huge next step for our program. So proud of these guys and just their stamina. I just thought it was a really huge toughness game, and we have a category on our team that we really think when we're playing well, this is the category that's the highest. It's called passion plays, and it's the 6 non-statistical categories that we think really define our energy. And I thought it was just very fitting. And one of them is out of area rebounds, and a box out, an extra shot off of a free throw miss is an automatic passion play. And I thought it was very fitting after, having a great first half and doing a lot of really good things, then them making a great run and us sort of struggling the second half, that it came down to getting a couple stops and a passion play. And I just was really pleased that it came down to that particular point. I think it's just, these guys came believing in our mission, our values, where we're going as a program, and they wanted to be part of building something that hadn't been built here before. And there were so many firsts that have happened up to this point, and we'd like to create some more firsts. But couldn't be more proud to be their coach, but mostly it's because of how they've grown from the inside out. We have a phrase here that champions are made here at UCLA. Obviously more national championships than anywhere else. But we take it one step further in our program. We say champions are made here, but from the inside out. And I thought their insides are what carried us in this game, and the outsides followed.
Jordan, can you just talk about 1 for 11 going into the fourth quarter?
Yeah, obviously I struggled in the first half shooting-wise, but my coaches and one of our mental trainers, Joshua, just told me to stay the course, and it's not all about making the shots. It's about what you can do on the defensive end or just getting deflections, and I try to do that as much as possible and rebounding, and then just let the game come to me in the fourth quarter.
Can you talk about the free throws in the last 25 seconds, how you felt?
I felt pretty good, just got to get into a rhythm. That first free throw that I had off of and one just kind of set the tone and set the rhythm for me for the free throw. So I felt pretty good.
In the front row?
Coach, you came out strong in the second half. You only scored 10 points in the third. Does that concern you moving forward?
No, actually, the third quarter has been our best quarter all year long, and it doesn't concern me moving forward. It concerned me that we lost sort of our energy edge right to start the second half, and just that we couldn't get stops. Credit, South Florida, they're a really good team, and they weren't. We knew they weren't going to go away. In fact, at one of the timeouts, Coach Shannon said, they're not going away. You're gonna have to go take it. If you want this, you have to go take it. And credit to them. I used to coach in Florida, so I've watched their program. I've watched Jose for a long time, and he's an excellent coach. And they're just a really, really good basketball team. But it doesn't concern me. I think we have worked on. We talk about the definition of mental toughness in our program is doing the right thing over and over again, even when the circumstances aren't going your way. And that's the definition of it. When it wasn't going our way, how do you be mentally tough enough to get that rhythm back, to focus on the things under your control, to put that behind you and play present the next possession? So, I actually loved what it had to bring out in us. I mean, obviously, if we hadn't won the game, it'd be a little different feeling. But I love every time we get faced with that kind of adversity, what it forces young women to do, how they link together, how they step up, how they learn how to make plays. And that's why this experience is so valuable.
There's nothing to these two as great as they've been, but can you talk to the game Carrie Colbert had for you?
Well, she was everywhere, and that shows about how hard she plays and works every day. Because if she was sitting here, I'd say the same thing. She's the slowest person on our team, and she was everywhere. Okay, so that tells you how hard she works. And there's never a possession that Carrie doesn't give everything. I mean, that's the truth. If you watch us, and it's no different in a second-round game of the NCAA tournament as it is every day in practice. There is literally never a possession that she doesn't give everything mentally and physically. And, obviously, she hadn't been shooting really well in games recently. So, again, I love it that the past doesn't define the future. She played present. I thought she used screens incredibly well, but credit also some of the people setting those screens for her. I thought we set some really good screens for her to free her up, and obviously our pastors found her. But Carrie's, she's just a workhorse, and she was a huge piece tonight.
In front row in the middle.
Yes, Coach, speaking of things that don't always show up in the stats sheet, it looked to me like Nira had the primary assignment.
Yep.
Courtney Williams, and I got a lot of help from Winnie Billings. Problem began when Monique had to sit down for a while. Could you just say a few words about the defensive effort both from Nira and your team?
Well, it's sort of funny because we really did praise her, but Courtney Williams had 29 points. And it's hard to say, and you played amazing defense, Naira. So, and honestly, though, here's the deal, is you forced her to shoot the ball 32 times to get those 29 points. And I think that's the part that shows her her stamina. And one of the things I told Naira in the locker room is that she came to us really defining herself as a scorer. And she has broadened her game to do so much more. And tonight, we just needed her to be a defensive stopper, to be a high motor, aggressive player, north and south. But more than anything else, we need her to be a defensive stopper. And she stepped up and did that. She made Williams work for every one of those shots. None of those shots. Now, credit her. She's a really hard guard. She's one of the best guards in the country, no doubt about it. But I thought Naira made her work for every single one of those, and I thought it was a spectacular effort.
Steve.
Naira, as a senior, how do you feel about, all this and winning? And then also, what do you guys have to do to beat Texas?
Feel great. It's first time going to the Sweet 16, and definitely couldn't have done it without the team. Everyone put in a great effort. It wasn't just one individual player, but it's going to be the same thing. We're going to have to go to Texas and really have a great team effort. No one person is going to take over that game or make that game, but definitely if we have the same defensive intensity, if we rebound like we did today, then I'm sure we can be successful against them.
I noticed the defense you played in the first half was crazy. The energy you were using. Did you just run out of gas towards the end?
No, she just got hot. I was making her work. There was a couple of times where I gambled where I shouldn't, and should have just kept her in front. But she's definitely a tough guard. She's never not gonna be, not hit a shot the entire game, especially if they're running plays for her. But I just try to do my best to
I
contest.
think more so on the offensive end. Were you getting tired when it came down to offense?
Not really. I just felt like, I just pick and choose my moments. They didn't really need me on the offensive end. I think we're just trying to get everyone involved on the offensive end, and I was just trying to do what I needed to do for the team to win, so it wasn't anything.
Coach, you talked about it all year. You just talk to the fact that Pac-12 has 4 teams in the Sweet 16 for the first time.
Well, yeah, I just think the Pac-12, you can talk about number one RPI conference, you can do all those things, and I have been tooting that horn all year long, but you really gain credibility when you go do it on the biggest stage in the NCAA tournament. And so I think the Pac-12 has sort of put their money where their mouth is, and they have, think about Arizona State even. We all knew that Tennessee was a sleeping giant. So it wasn't like they got this, sort of didn't show up type of thing. I thought they played their tails off. And I think everyone that was in the tournament has been ready to compete and has sort of showed out. And I think the Pac-12 has proven to be, there's a reason we were the number one RPI conference. It wasn't just, numbers. It's passing the eye test, too.
Energy, especially when you're cohesive, and I felt that in the first half. And then, is it ever have a danger of kind of running off the track because there's so much energy? What do you do to direct that energy back down in the second half and get them to close out?
Well, I think it's sort of knowing what your identity is as a team. And our identity as a team is to play fast. And there's sometimes going to be some mistakes that come along with that. And actually, Coach Wooden used to talk about this. That sometimes they need to make more mistakes. We don't want them to play cautious. That's not who we are. We're not, this execution shooting team. We need to use our athleticism, use our length, play up and down. And so sometimes there's going to be, some mistakes in that. But I just think that's who we are. And I think we got to play to our identity all the time. And, I think I think it's I thought the energy got out of hand when we were fouling in the backcourt the first half, and that got us in some foul trouble that came back to bite us later. That's where the energy wasn't bridled very well. Like, if you go hard for that rebound and you don't get it, well, don't reach in. 94 feet, I think that's where the energy needs to be bridled a little bit more, a little more disciplined that way. But overall, you talked about the cohesiveness. I'm wearing my NIT ring from last year, and I'm wearing it to remind myself of what got us here. And what got us here was we made a commitment to each other that we were going to build discipline and team chemistry for the next 9 months, whatever it was going to take, starting way back in April last year. And you talked about it. It's the cohesiveness. It was the discipline to be able to dial that back and do the next right thing. And that has been a habit of excellence that they have earned. And it makes me very proud.
Is that where the balance comes from? Because for the last 2 games, you get pretty much everybody but one player who scored.
Well, I think that our balance has been there all year. We have good players. I have great assistant coaches who know how to recruit really, really well. And so, I think in March, I hope we've prepared them well. I hope we've invested in their toolbox, but players go make it happen. And I think coaches get a little bit too much credit and a little bit too much criticism this time of year. To be honest with you, these players earned it. These players show up early, stay late. These players give to each other, sacrifice relationally for each other, and it's paying off. But they made that happen. They earned it.
Alex?
Coach, it's 17 years ago was the last time you guys made it to 16. In between there, there's been losing seasons. You just mentioned the WNIT championship. I think this is the 7th time you've made the tournament since then, but you didn't lose in the first or second round. I don't want to put words in your mouth here, especially if it doesn't feel like it, but does this feel like turning the page at all for this program?
Well, I think it feels like the next step in our development of building a sustained championship level program. I mean, that's what we're trying to do here. Not just one good team, but to have sustained excellence over an extended period of time. And it definitely feels like the next right step for what they have earned. And that's been our thing all year, has been earn what you want. Don't talk about it. Don't listen to rankings. Don't do anything else. Earn it. Habits, we have a thing that's at the top of every practice plan that says habits will lead to relevance. And I think their habits have led to that next right step. And I don't know about if it's turning the page, but we have our eyes very firmly focused on becoming a sustained excellent program over a championship level program for a long period of time. And so our eyes are very clearly focused, and we're trying to do the next right step in front of us to make that happen.
I'm gonna use a football comparison. They say as a defensive back, you should have a short memory. Like they was talking about the 1 for 11. One thing I did notice in the fourth quarter, you was 6 for 7 from the floor and 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Did you use that mentality at all going into the fourth quarter?
Well, yeah, like I said earlier, my coaches just told me to stay focused on the process, and everybody's gonna have a bad shooting night. It doesn't matter. So you just have to get over that and just keep shooting and just be confident that you're gonna make it. And once I got that first shot and I made it, I got a flow going, and then that just made it easier for me to hit free throws.
Coach, could you give us the rest of your passion plays?
Okay, let's see if I can get them all. You guys help me if I forget one. It's charges, deflections, out of area rebounds, assist screens, assist box outs. Is that 5? I said out of area rebounds.
50-50.
50-50 balls. So those are the 6 passion plays that, no one's going to see those in a stat sheet, but we know. And it is amazing. We watch film. We actually have a passion play video every week, and there's a passion play player of the week every week. And it is amazing. When there is a passion play involved in that possession, we win the possession. We either get the stop or we get the score. It is remarkable how influential those statistics are for us.
In the backcourt?
Coach, what's your biggest concern going up against Texas?
Well, I think it's size and rebounding, I think would be the biggest thing. Obviously they have got those twin towers in there and they're really good. We played them here at our place last year, and we played them a couple years before that down there, and we split. We actually won at their place, they won at our place. But they're just, obviously Brooke McCarty's an excellent guard, and Atkins. We'll do a good job matching up. I think on the perimeter we have really good athleticism that way. It's going to be their length and their relentlessness on the boards. That's going to be the biggest factor. If we can rebound, we're going to have to be a plus 10 kind of rebounding game. I always say our team has to win the possessions. And so how does that, do we turn them over more? Do we out-rebound them? I think those would be the biggest thing, is how can we win the possession battle versus Texas. But they're obviously a great team, but, we'll get to studying and maybe ask me in a couple days.
And Naira, are you excited about what is happening now?
Yeah, we played her last year. We played them last year, and it was a great matchup. They're a great team overall, but I think just having her on the team makes their team that much better. And now they'll have Amani, which is a good post presence, so it'll be a great matchup.
We have time for 2 more questions.
Making it easy.
All right, thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.